Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Honey and Coffee podcast. Today, I'm Atish, once again back for a new episode, and along with me is my partner and friend Jio Kurenai. Gio,
Hey, hey.
that's a good way to introduce yourself, isn't it?
It's
Anyways,
like
Oh, yeah. Just,
it's like that.
yeah,
I
it's,
guess.
it's all good.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
I
good.
from Kaguya-sama.
Anyways, so today we are all here. We have someone special with us as well, whom we're going to introduce in a while. But before we get to that part, I would like to, talk a little bit about what this special episode is going to be about. So, as you all know, there's a contest going on the Honeyfeed, the My Animalist X Honeyfeed web novel writing contest. Gio can take this part. Go on.
so, this contest is simply about writing a web novel while also keeping in mind there's some guidelines involved. And you'll be posting its chapters online to Honeyfeed, where a panel of judges will be looking over the entries. And eventually, they're going to be narrowing it down from like over 50, then down to three. And the winner of this contest will receive a grand prize of $5,000 and a chance for their entry to be adapted into a manga by Kodansha.
Yep, that's all about the contest, and there are some guidelines involved that you need to keep in mind. First of all, there's a time limit. The contest begins in 5th July and ends on 5th September, so you need to upload the entire thing between between those two dates. And there's the word limit is 45,000 words, between 45 to 190k, and that's how long your novel is supposed to be. Except that you just need to write it, be consistent with your chapter that you're uploading on the Honeyfeed, and that's all that you need to do. But also there are some prompts involved. Gio, can introduce our viewers with the prompts that are involved in this contest?
So yes, there will be prompts that you'll need to follow if you want to take part in this contest. These prompts are basically like
Okay.
themes that you need to follow. There are about five. There are five of these themes, notably impossible romance, my new life as a. Then it's all up. That's blank. When the clock strikes midnight, survivor slaughter, and who needs plot. And within each of these
Oh,
prompts,
nice.
there are
Mhm.
some extra themes that you might need that you can or cannot include in your
You need to
entry.
pick at
And
least one. You need to pick
at least
at
one.
least
Put at
one.
least one.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, put at least one in your entry.
Yeah, basically, you need to
And
pick at least one of the themes, and then you can, even add your own themes. You don't have to follow the themes that have been provided, on the prompt. If you check the website, you'll see that every prompt has at least 5 themes listed below them. So you basically are supposed to pick at least one theme of the themes that are provided to you, and then you can add your own themes. Like maybe let's say uh, survivor slaughter. You pick up war, and maybe alien. Then maybe add sci-fi, or who knows, you just add mega or shonen. That's if you want to. That's basically on you. So it
so
depends
these are more
on
like
what kind
starting
of.
points.
Yeah, yeah, these are the starting points that you need to do. These are the guidelines that Honeyfeed have provided us, and we'll have to follow them. Anyways, moving
Alrighty.
on. Now it's time to introduce a guest, Kanji. So, Kanji, just few words to our viewers so that they know who you are.
Hi, I'm Kanji. We work with Orion as their competition manager, and so I'm probably one of the most skilled people who can talk about writing prompts you might find.
Yeah, trust me.
So
This guy has put us through hell in the Orion prompt contest, so he knows
the prompt
how to write
master right
prompts
here.
well. Yep, the prompt master. So moving on, Kanji, would you give us your insight on what actually writing prompt is? Because even though I have written a lot of it, I'm not so sure about like what the actual thing is, like how you explain it to
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
In layman's terms, a writing prompt is simply a direction your story must follow. It's usually like dictated by a phrase, like as you said earlier, survive a slaughter or my new life as something. It can be something more, like a paragraph. It can be a sentence you can go from. But generally speaking, a prompt is just meant to say what your story what your story should be inspired by. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How to apply it to your own writing, you can do it in two ways. You can start from the prompt, or you can apply the prompt to your pre-existing writing so that you can just mold it in a different way. When you're trying to start from a prompt, it's best to start brainstorming, see what types of ideas you come up with. For example, here you have certain tags in each category, like My New Life as A has anthropomorphism and has comedy, parody, I think it was actually. So you
fantasy,
can simply
mythology,
fantasy,
mythology.
mythology. You can simply use them as a genre, as a theme, as a core element of your story. Because you can think of can I use
Like
actual
guideposts?
references? Yeah, can I use actual references?
Yeah, go ahead, no
Okay.
problem.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
no worries.
You can think of things like Konosuba, where it's a new life, but it's a comedy aside from everything else. Or like you can
Okay.
think of Slime Tensei as the same thing, where it's a new life, but
Uh-huh.
it's just changing humans. In general,
Yep.
prompt writing is supposed to not be constraining. It's just supposed to be the start of the idea, and where you take it, it's all up to you. It doesn't have to impact every single aspect of the writing. Again, just the beginning is enough.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, when I see My New Life as the first thing that comes to my mind is isekai, but based on what you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, right?
Definitely not. Prompts are usually the better they are vague. If you have something in My New Life as A, you don't have to say it's an isekai, even though that's probably a first instinct. You can use something like a transformation to something else, because it's a new life. Even if it's just a simple evolution in life, you start a new job, you move to a different country, they don't have to be necessarily out of the ordinary, they can be mundane too, and they will still fit the prompt. The trick to using prompt is not to try to fit the definition as severely and like as stringently as possible. It's more about trying to think outside the box while still being in the box. It sounds contradictory, but it's probably the best way I can put it. It's doing something on your own, but at the same time following a set of rules.
Like, I believe it's like what you perceive when you read the prompt. What comes to your mind? What comes to mind when you read the prompt? Is that what you're trying to say?
Definitely, yeah. It's what inspires you at the beginning.
Because that's your intuition. That's what you want to write, and you should follow that.
So these prompts are not as restricting as they may sound. They're just like there to guide you to finding a starting point and get your story started already, so you can start posting chapters into Honeyfeed pretty soon.
Yeah, just use them to mold the story you want to say, and then write it out and just post it. Be consistent, mind you, so that the judges can have good time reading them, and even your readers who want to read it, they can read it in a better manner instead of just posting it in one go. Just imagine 50 chapters on first day itself. I don't think anyone would like to read that. But moving on, there's a question that came in my mind, Kanji. These prompts, I've written, I've done prompts before, but the prompts that Honeyfeed gave was kind of new to me. These felt more like they were giving us a genre, rather than basically what I done before. When I used to get prompts online, it's basically they're giving you a paragraph. They tell you like this is kind of like a setting, and you need to write based on that, or maybe they just give you a dialogue of a certain character, and they want you to use it.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from. Usually prompts tend to set a specific either world building rule, like in your world, like the sun doesn't move, it's just a column of light. Or maybe something that's an event that happened after the angel kingdom fell, something like that. Whereas, as you said, in Honeyfeed, I think what they did was trying to be as free as possible. You don't want to be constrained by anything, and as such, Honeyfeed offered a very broad array of prompts that any story can fit into, whether you think of it or not. For example, anything can fit into a Huni's plot by default, in a way. Not because of reasons you might think about. What you need to keep in mind in prompt writing is, again, you don't have to fit a box, you just need to find a box that fits. Your story can follow the prompt if it's as offering as the Honeyfeed prompts are. You just need to kind of find your niche, in a way.
Yeah, okay. I need to find
Right.
what I want to do. Same thing once again. What about you, Gio? Like, what is your experience in writing prompts?
Back then, I used to feel pretty restricted when it came to prompts because until recently, I was always trying to basically do everything by the box, and yeah, that did kind of limit the story I did. I don't regret what I wrote, but I feel like I could have done better had I had the current mindset I have now back then. So the next time I decide to take part in a prompt writing contest, I will keep this. I will be like much more willing to take whatever comes to mind when I just read whatever prompts are presented to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking forward to it. You never know. Something that was like I just can't wait to see like what pops in first. Whether it be something that's like completely related to the plot, to the prompt, or something that's really out of nowhere, but it just so happens to come to mind after reading the prompt. We'll see.
Fair enough. Like for me, I have been doing these writing exercises, quote unquote, like I like to call them. Pick up any random prompt, maybe once a week, twice a week, or maybe I used to do it daily, but I stopped that. It's bad. Don't do that. Anyways, and I just pick up one prompt and start writing it. But like I said, I never did the kind of prompts that Honeyfeed has provided us. And like Kanji said, nice. I can see Honeyfeed tried to give us the freedom, so that all the authors that take part in this contest can be free to what they want to express, what kind of story they want to show, and what they want to tell the readers, the world they want to show the readers, so that they can be free. Anyways, now we have reached the very end of this episode. Even though I want to talk a lot more about writing prompts and stuff, sadly, it's time to go. But how was your experience being here with us, Kanji? Anything for the viewers like you would like to share? Everyone who's participating in this contest or is planning to do so.
Well, it was a fun experience being on the podcast. Thank you for having me one more time. As for the viewers who will be obviously seeing this during the contest, I just want to remind you to not be discouraged about the contest. Especially when it comes to prompt writing, it's a very good idea to simply just let your mind free and worry about the prompts after you write rather than before. Definitely for this competition you kind of need to do it before in a way, but don't lose hope if you think the story you want to tell doesn't have a place in the prompts, because I assure you, you will be able to find one eventually.
That sounds awesome.
Just need to think. Yeah, that sounds awesome. You need to think. Motivating. Kanji motivates everyone. Anyways, guys, it's been a fun podcast and fun episode. It's been a blast talking with Gio and Kanji this time as well. Hope you guys like it as well. And like, share, comment, and do press the bell notification icon for notification for the next episodes that we're going to upload eventually. Anyways, and if there's any question regarding the contest or maybe writing prompts, you can always comment in the comment section down below, and we're going to reply to each and every comment we get. So,
And
yeah,
we will mention it in the next episode we do too. So be sure to give us those questions if you do have them. Don't keep them in. Let them out.
Let them out. And if you want us to read your works, you can even put a link in the comment section, and we'll make sure we go through them. And if you want any kind of advice, we're always here. Even Kanji is here. and he is a seasoned reader and reviewer. So yeah, do take this opportunity to use their skill to the fullest.
Thank you for that.
And if you want more of Kanji, do comment, because if you want him back, we will definitely bring him back. Anyways, guys, see ya, and yep, stay safe. The COVID's still ongoing. Stay inside. Do wear masks, sanitize yourself, and be safe, keep your family safe, and do get vaccinated. And that sounds like a commercial.
Take care, everyone.
Okay. That was a commercial, sorry. All right, see you next time.